CMPRadio.net. It's the station. CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
we can definitely help with the development of that.
Good. So do you know how many people are currently in the after-school program?
Well, so the after-school program is really offered on a walk-in basis, so we don't necessarily have people enrolled in it. We have 5 different career service providers that fall under our youth programming umbrella for the Career Link. So those programs, all of folks enrolled, they're not necessarily coming into our after hours every night. It's really a walk-in thing. People can come in, receive services, and even if it's just they drop by one night and attend a workshop and they get their resume together and then they move on. But hopefully the ultimate goal is that we're getting them connected to our youth service providers and perhaps enrolled in programs that can help them build on those skills and build towards a career ladder, depending on their interest. We have programs that focus on like a medical track. We have programs that focus on customer service. One of our youth providers is very much technology focused. Another program is for justice-involved youth. So, maybe somebody who has their own experience or a parental experience, like with the criminal justice system, working through that when it comes to your job search, how to have those conversations. And we also have carpentry pre-apprenticeship. So we hope that maybe the after hours are what will get youth in the door, but then they'll meet our great youth staff and learn about their programs and perhaps enroll.
Carpentry sounds really fun. I gotta say that. It does sound really fun.
Well, we need more female carpentry workers.
I don't know what that word would be.
I think I made it up.
It's okay. I like it. So I heard that you said that it's kind of a walk-up thing. But after they all finish, is there kind of like a survey or anything that goes out once they finish the programs or anything, just to check in, see how they're doing?
So we do customer experience surveys, and we offer those in a couple different formats. As you're walking out the door of the Career Link, there's a QR code. You can, if you wish to scan it and take our survey, you certainly can. And we have paper forms as well. If someone were to enroll with one of our providers that falls under the umbrella, there are follow-up measures there. So it's not like, okay, you get a job and good luck to you. They do follow up. They follow up, I think, on a monthly basis for the first maybe 6 months, just to make sure things are going okay. We do want to make sure that, if somebody got placed in employment, that's great, but that it's like still working out. And if it's not the best fit, maybe we can get them placed somewhere else. So there are definitely follow-up measures involved for our youth service providers.
Now, if somebody, let's say they wanted to get involved with Career Link, not as in go through the program, but they wanted to get involved, wanted to help out, would it be possible for them to do that?
Yeah, so we are actively, so I talk about the programs that fall under the Career Link umbrella, but in addition to that, we are really trying to grow our network of community partners because there's a lot of connections that can be made and benefits for people all around. One example I'd give is we recently developed a partnership with the New Pennsylvania Project. So we have staff from that program. They come to our office once a week and they sit in our atrium, which is pretty high traffic, and they get people who haven't registered to vote. They give them the information about registering. So they're not necessarily a Career Link program, but they're a community partner that we want to sort of share our population with. And we do the same thing with libraries, different organizations. So anyone interested in working with the Career Link or becoming a partner, or we have quarterly partner meetings where we talk about things we're working on, updates, you can definitely contact me.
Okay, so you heard, lady. Get on that, because I know there's a lot of businesses out there who would most likely love to really do this, really help out the community. So I think it would be a great thing to do.
Yeah, and we're looking for, you say businesses, so I think about employers. We'd love to expand our network of employer partners too. We have 2 larger scaled job fairs a year that are usually held off site with 30 plus employers. But on a weekly basis, we host employers on site for a one-on-one hiring event. So, if you're an employer looking for staff, look no further than the Career Link. we can definitely get your job postings on our site, get you in the door. We have a pretty steady stream of job seekers because of our connection to unemployment. So there's definitely a lot of partnership opportunities there.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to the high school thing, the high school after-school program. When are the days in which it's open?
Okay. So the Delaware County CareerLink system stays open until 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Now, because we have 2 locations, we've kind of divided that up. So the Chester location on Crosby Street, we are open till 7 on Mondays and Wednesdays. Our other location is in Media. It's right on Delaware County Community College's campus, and that'll be open till 7 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we also have all of this information on our website, on our Facebook. We're constantly posting updates about the different things we have going on.
Okay. Let's see. Time for me to come up with my own questions. You look nervous.
I'm ready.
Okay. So, CareerLink. Do you like your job?
I do like my job. I think I started in, I guess, like the CareerLink system probably 4 or 5 years ago, but I've worked in workforce development in some realm of career coaching for about 7 years. And I think it's a really rewarding job. In my role now, I'm not as customer facing, but I do feel like I get to have like a small part in hearing people's success stories. You know, our office is, I think, looked at as an unemployment office. So as you can imagine, sometimes people are walking in and not the best times of their lives, and you kind of get to meet people, connect them to resources, and watch them work towards their next job opportunity. And even though sometimes you hear sad stories in the moment, I would say the majority of the times people end up happier with the new job. Like, I think sometimes people can get stuck in their jobs, so maybe you get laid off or fired or whatever the case may be. It does give you an opportunity to like pivot and figure out like what your interests are, what your goals are. So no, it's a rewarding job. I like it.
I'm glad you like it. It sounds fun. It sounds like you get to help people, and you know you're doing it constantly. So you know you're doing incredibly good things for the world. Because we kind of live in a scary world right now, but you know, there's one glimmer of hope, and that is CareerLink right now. So, is there anything my generation can really do to like boost CareerLink, try to get it out to more people?
I mean, I would say anyone who, even if you have a job and you're very happy and you're on your track and you don't need any help from CareerLink, you can still share about what's going on. You probably know someone that could benefit from the services. And I think something that the CareerLink can help with is just, we do a lot of, even though we work with people, there is like a data analysis side to workforce development. So we are trained to use the tools that the state releases about what are the high priority occupations, what careers are in demand. If you're someone who's not sure what direction you want to go, but maybe you do know, hey, I want to make a lot of money, we like have data and resources to show what fields are growing, what fields will grow, what fields maybe aren't the ones to go into. So, you know, if you're someone who just really doesn't know what's next, I feel like the CareerLink can help.
Now, does CareerLink offer anyone who's older than 16 and 24, between that age range? Yeah.
So our youth programs target the ages of 16 to 24, and that's just the way our funding works. We serve adults as well. There's a lot of different programs for adults. Career services programs, training programs. So we offer 2 different types of training. We have individual training accounts, and those are grants. And they're for sort of formal like classroom training, a certification that aligns with a high priority occupation. The other kind of training we offer, which is I think pretty cool, is called on-the-job training. We call it OJT. In those instances, your training is with an employer. So you're actually working and learning on the job training, but it's an employer-based training. So the goal is that after your training period, that employer hires you. And, you know, CareerLink paid for the training piece, but then at the end of the day, you have a job. So lots of training opportunities, and training opportunities available for youth too. But yeah.
And in the beginning, you mentioned the veterans program. Could you talk about that more? Because I know that CMP has a lot of older listeners who may or may not be veterans.
Okay. Yeah, so CareerLink, right now we have, his name's Dart. He is he runs our Disabled Veterans Outreach Program. So he works one-on-one with veterans. He has a workshop coming up all about how to take your maybe military resume and make that into a civilian resume, because there are certain job titles and words that don't easily translate. So he's really an expert in doing that on paper. And then we have connections to Dart's a really good place to start, and if for some reason someone didn't meet the eligibility requirements for his program, he can at least point you in the right direction of what would come next. I know at certain times of the year we'll do like veteran-specific events, like we had a veteran-specific job fair at some point last year. So there's definitely, we would consider veterans a very high priority population to serve. So what that means is that if we were in a situation where we had like limited funding and we were trying to make a determination on like a grant, veterans always go to the top of our list.
That's good. I think the veterans do need a little extra hand because they did fight for the country.
Absolutely.
And that is a great sacrifice. Now, there is one big question that I'm pretty sure whoever is watching wants to know. Okay. How much does this cost?
CareerLink services are free to the public.
It's free. You have no reason not to take it. It's free. It'll cost you nothing. Maybe your time, but like you're putting your time to good use.
We promise we'll make your time worth it.
See, now you got a career lined up. You don't have to spend money. You learn things. What could be better? Well, I don't have any more questions. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I think we've covered it.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm just going to do a little quick outro. Don't want to keep you here too long. Probably got a lot of busy helping people things to do. So, the podcast today is brought to you by CMP Radio and the Chester Education Foundation. I would just once again like to thank Ms. Paige Fuss for being here and telling us all about CareerLink and all of its services that it has to offer. And once again, the second annual Orange Walk of Peace, will be taking place on Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, starting at 9th and Curlin at 10 a.m. and finishing at the MLK Park somewhere between 11 and 1. There will be a butterfly release honoring those who have lost their lives to gun violence. We hope to see you there.